Okay, okay, I'm not okay. Okay, so let's see. No, withdraw. So I just hopped here because, okay, hold on. I need to get my headphones.
What's good?
Hi.
How are you?
So I heard that as soon as you said beauty of a well-lived life, because I had written. Let me give you a little background. Like, that is the beauty of a well-lived life. Like, imagine seeing, because my mom's beautiful, I'm beautiful, my mom's beautiful. Imagine seeing your beautiful wife,
Yeah,
Patricia.
yeah, Patricia.
Imagine seeing your five beautiful daughters. People smiling, a church feel. That's the beauty of a well-lived life. It's not sadness. It's like, look what I created. Look at the happiness. Look at the joy.
Hold on.
And so when you said beauty of a well-lived life,
yeah, I sing it.
I started hearing my beautiful wife.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna stop saying crazy because this is just my life at this point. But that was what I was thinking about, and that was what I was getting a little melancholy about. It's like we be in the field, it's cold, it's like cold, snow is out. Well, it's cold in the Midwest. I don't know where you are, but
well, yeah, I'm not there, but I understand.
yeah, and
I'm not in Chicago. Where are you in the Midwest?
I'm in Indianapolis, but I am from Chicago. So
Okay, right.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay, I've been to India. I know about the winter. However, what's up, handsome? I'm seeing people on my side because yes, I'm a wordsmith. I'm a speaker. I'm here to empower.
So what I want to do,
That's what it's about.
what I want to do is I want to just like record you into my mic, like telling that story.
Okay.
Your experience of that, like just however it came to you.
It was beautiful.
The well-lived life. Yeah, that's so wild. That is like you definitely tapped in. So I want to hear about your journey and things. That's just, I mean, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful because that is exactly why I made this song. Like, I was like, you know what? Like, this feeling, I mean, it feels a little nostalgic. Like, it feels a little like, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let me make sure my microphone. Oh, yeah, I guess I should plug that into the right thing. Act like I know what I'm doing. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, but you caught me in my feels a little bit on a Monday. It's the moon. But that was literally what I was thinking about. True story. So
Wait, what is the thought though? You said you were thinking about what?
The thought was like feeling like, so where you're finding me at is a whole new beginning, basically. Like, I completely started over.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had locks 9 years, cut them. I gave all my things away, most of my things, and like, just
I'm right there.
It's healing,
the same thing.
And I ended a relationship. I just, like, you get it. Like, are you into astrology at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a Cancer moon. So I'll be in them fields.
What's your rising?
Ooh.
What is your sun sign?
If you will guess. 1 2. What would you guess?
I don't have enough to guess from. A Cancer moon. Okay.
Well, I'll say this. You guessed exactly what the feeling of this song was about, which the odds of that astronomical. So I'm trusting you with it. So let's start with. I will tell you this. The clue that I'll give you about my rising is that you probably won't guess it.
Do you have any tattoos or markings on your body with your sun sign?
In a way, yeah. In a way, in a roundabout way. In a roundabout way.
Okay. And you're a Cancer moon.
Cancer moon, yeah.
You're artistic. What were your 3 favorite activities as a kid? So under the age of 5.
Ooh. Favorite
Riding a bike, painting.
Favorite activities as a kid. Definitely running around the park playing with my cousins. I have a cousin who's 4 days older than me, so we were like this, and early morning conversations with my great grandma. Her name's Isabella. She's sweet. That's like
Isabella.
Those are just like some of the purest memories. Like she's 97, and
okay.
And let's see.
You enjoy talking.
Funny enough, I've learned to.
Okay.
If you leave it up to me, I'll just be in a studio space, just like, but I'm a DJ, so it's ironic. So it's like I'm in front of quite a few people often, but pretty to myself. Like if you were to leave it up to me, if I didn't have to leave the house, if all I had to do was just do this, like I wouldn't do anything except go and probably get ice cream with my beautiful wife.
There you go. Mag, I see you in the live. You missed my live earlier. I'm seeing my hopefuls because my name is Hope.
Yeah.
So people.
What were your favorite things growing up, or favorite 3 activities?
Same thing I do now. Talk, be happy, ride a bike, be outside.
Yeah.
Be outside.
Yeah.
Happiness through what calls to me at that time.
Are you a Sag?
I
Let's go.
Are you a Sag?
For the win. Oh, I'm good.
How did you know?
That's what I do. So outside of music, like I'm a channel. So I channel, I meditate, and that's what goes into the music. That's where I, get my songs from spirit, and whatever the conscious universe wants to share at that moment. And no, that's funny though. I'm just an astrology nerd, but
I have 5 Sag placements.
Wow, Sag.
So I'm really like a lot of Sag.
Yeah, like okay, so Sag Sun.
Yeah, I have to pull up my chart. Let me do this because I'm things are coming to my mind. And wait a minute. I said today, I was like, I'm gonna make a song. I'm gonna create a song today. I had that in my head. I didn't know this was gonna happen, but I'll usually just try to build a beat or something, but it was just in my head. All of this just happened Saturday. My father's, I call it the send-off.
Oh, wow.
Because to me, it wasn't a funeral. It was a send-off is like, man, we had a good time. I'll see you we good. I'll see you. Like, that's how it was.
Yeah.
And being a speaker, I don't even use the word funeral because the thought is melancholy, sadness, low. This was like bright, like love. Like I was on laying down afterwards, and I
Mm.
couldn't stop smiling. It was like love. It was what my dad did. He brought people together and the family and good alcohol and good medicated plants, if that's the route you
Yeah,
go
that's
to,
it.
and
Yeah,
and
we
and,
want
and
it.
in and out, and like food and just
Yeah.
comfort and smiles and
Mm.
laughter and bright. That's to me what I strive for. That is the well-lived life. This is
Yeah.
cool, but what happens that final send-off, that final day?
Mm.
What have you built?
Mm.
Does anyone even want to come? You got your beautiful wife, you left a nice home, you left family, you left a legacy. That's a well-lived life. That's
Wow.
privilege. That's the dream.
Wow. That's
At the
incredible.
end of
Okay, you're a
life.
speaker. I need to, what am I doing? Like, I got so caught up that I forgot that I was like supposed to get this ready. So,
Exactly. That's what I do. Be careful. You know, I'm a Sag. Mag,
yeah,
yes. Write a song.
yeah.
I did, Mag, you were on my live where I think I played a snippet. I will create. I have yet to like let it be heard, but I like to
Yeah.
create. So I,
What's your relationship with that? How did you get into what would you say that it is that you do? I know you're a speaker. Are you a singer, an
yeah.
artist, a
So I
promoter?
do speak professionally. I had a TED talk that I did in October.
Oh, congrats.
Um, yeah, like you, I was a flight attendant for 15 years. I've been the world. I've seen the world. I've
What
tried, you name it, I've been there.
what was your TED
And
talk about?
huh?
What was your TED talk about?
My TED Talk about is what changed my life and got me to this moment,
Mm.
which was I had an emergency landing because the left engine of the plane I was working went out. And it was going to be a crash landing. And that changed my life. And I thought I was living because I've been to 60 countries. I lived in London. I lived in Paris. You name it, any event, I've been there. But
Yeah.
I was like, hope.
Mm.
Is that it? If that was your obituary, would it be Hope 14-year flight attendant period? Or is it Hope retired flight attendant, comma, TED talker, comma, philanthropist, comma, author, comma, helping kids, then do that. And within a year, I left, I moved to Hawaii,
Wow.
I retired from flying, I set off on this dream to inspire. My father kind of did this, so this is a part of
Yeah,
it.
I see him through you. He shines through you, and you shine, and it's a
Yeah,
gift, and it's a
yeah,
legacy, 100%.
exactly. So speaking, I started speaking professionally. I took a year off and then I really started speaking in 2022.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, 2021 something. And then it's been compounding. And then the TED Talk was, as I said, in October. And there's other things.
Yeah.
Whose wife, Mag? Let's stop with the wife.
Yeah.
People like to I let's not go there, Mag. Okay, let's not go there.
No,
Um,
no.
so yeah, I come on here every day. I'm on YouTube every day. I have some events and some other things that are boiling. I could have been a rapper. I could have done anything, but to me, this is my instrument.
Yeah.
My instrument is how I articulate, how I've seen the world, and I can put it together. Maybe not to change you, but to shift a perspective. That's all I seek to do.
Yeah. And it's you're great at
And
it. Perspective
thank
shifted
you.
already on just
Yeah,
my own experience and 60 countries. What
or
top three?
more. I think it's more.
Top
What?
three. Give me a top three.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I am the top. the
Ah,
country, the country, there's something I can find great in any place. The top three, that's limiting because I've seen too much to limit it to
don't
three.
limit a Sag. No, don't make a Sag pick. No, it's over.
Don't make exactly. That's what they have said. Don't make her pick. She'll take it all.
Right.
So
Mm.
I would typically The top three will have to be something with the outdoors because that's why I love Hawaii. I love being outside and I'll forage and like a barefoot hike
Yeah.
in the bamboo water, like forest. My dad loved to hike and fish, so that's a part of me.
Ooh. Professional
Top
angler.
three
Oh my gosh. I would love to fish in Hawaii. Are you kidding me? That
or
sounds so
anywhere.
anywhere, yeah.
Uh,
Especially
top three
tropical.
countries. Top three countries. Somewhere in Africa would probably be up there. Senegal used to be my favorite place. I would go for my birthday for several years. I love the smell of the country. I love the cadence of the people. It's more of just like what you see, it's what I feel. There's energies in places
Yeah.
that I
Oh,
feel.
yeah. 1,000%.
Uh, Yeah, the
Love that.
sounds of the sounds of the water, just the sound in life. You
Right.
hear music and cars and exhausts and so let's say Senegal in no
Senegal.
particular order.
No order. We're not making you pay. And this is not a limited to just three at the top of your mind, I'll say.
Yeah, I will definitely say Senegal. I will definitely say Brazil. I love Brazil.
Ooh. What cities did you visit?
Mm, Sao Paulo. I love
Oh
Sao
my God.
Paulo. Sao Paulo is like the city.
Yeah.
Rio is, more beach. Salvador is different. But when I think of Brazil, I think of Sao Paulo
Yeah.
because I
Oh,
used to work that all the time.
yeah.
I've been there so many times.
Wow.
Um, as much as I'm not the US isn't something I typically throw out, but the US. The US has so many different things. If you want a
Yeah.
beach, you can do that. If you want a lake, you can do that. You want a city, you can do that. You can't do that in Europe. It's
Yeah.
usually kind of the same type of terrain.
Wow. Yeah.
There's nowhere like Hawaii in Europe or
Mhm.
Florida where you can get sunshine. Uh,
What about
so,
Spain? What about Spain? Have you been to Spain?
yeah, Spain.
Spain does it get a little
Yeah,
close
I'll put Spain.
to?
Spain wouldn't be in the top. No.
Yeah.
However, what I love about Spain, I took a trip there on my own. I was there in Madrid. I've done Madrid and Barcelona.
Okay.
Uh, there's a beautiful elegance about Madrid. There's just an elegance. It's how people dress, it's their tailoring, it's the proper like knowing your wine and good
Mhm.
coffee with your churro that you dunk in the chocolate.
Mhm.
It's paella, it's
Oh my
food
God.
heated to the right temperature. Like it's I love Spain for vintage shopping. They have great thrift stores and flea markets.
Hmm.
The old women have character.
Yeah.
Women are really respected with age, especially in all cultures, but in every culture there's a different aspect.
Hmm.
Um,
This is fascinating. I could just listen to you talk. I could just, like that's a. I can't wait to see your TED talk. Man, that's
and
a
I
good.
did it barefoot.
Wow.
Like you, I have to ground. I'm connected to the world, the universe too. So even to do
Yeah.
it barefoot,
Yeah.
I
And
gotta ground. I gotta feel it.
yeah, 100%. And that's a lot of the work that I do with this music is sound healing music, and I got the chance to do quite a few shows outside this year and some festivals, and um, was gonna be it'll be a World Heritage Site hopefully in the next year or two.
Okay.
But finding these energetic centers, you know, and and playing this sound healing music, this channeled music that is, connecting us to ourselves and spirit and the universe, and
Yeah.
uh, man, so that's a huge part of what I do and where this song is going to be played, and like, oh my gosh, like Africa's definitely been at the top of my mind lately.
Mhm.
I just saw something. It was Seychelles. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh yes, Seychelles, beautiful. Okay, that's off the coast of like West Africa.
Yeah, I haven't been,
Okay.
but Morocco's at the top of my list to visit, and I have a good buddy who's in Ghana right now. She's from Detroit, but yeah, she's in Ghana, and she's like, "You got to come over." She's like, "I'm telling everybody come over," and it's just been that
Yeah,
call, and a lot of like what this music is for me is connecting to the parts of ourselves that got us here, right? And that includes those who came before us and those who are
yeah,
still guiding us, and you know the the energy, the love, the family, the angels, you know, who stay with us and who make sure we get to where we have to go,
yeah.
and who live their lives so that we could have this moment. And this music is just like, for me, it's like the least I could do. I'm like, it's the least I could do. Everything that was endured across this country, across the countries where we come from, and the travel, and you know, just the things that our ancestors lived through so that we could live. It's I can do a song. I can do a song or two. You know, I can shout y'all out. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, just I think music is one of those things that I think it kept us here. I think it is a
Hmm.
reason that that we've been able to endure so much of the things that we've overcome. So much of the pain and the hurt and the melancholy, right? It's like the music is, but it's ultimately the spirit, right? It's our voice. It's our, you know, so that powerful instrument. And I've been leaning into that. I've been really trying to explore my voice as an instrument. And I love to get this like firsthand lesson, this like, you know, this expose from a master of their craft. You know, it's beautiful.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
master of the craft. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You know that though. You know that's a, you know, but you can never hear it enough, right? That's like it's
I
you know.
claim it.
You say what?
I claim it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
claim that.
yeah, yeah. That's a, you know, it's a gift. 100%, it's a gift. Have you made any songs?
I have.
Yeah. It's the
I
super secret
have.
exclusive vault that we won't hear
They
until
were,
then.
yeah, they aren't secret because people have heard it.
Okay.
It all comes with experimenting with that instrument, your voice, and really it's the word, because the gospel, the good
Yeah.
news, the good word that doesn't have to be from the Bible. That could be today is a great day. That's the good word. Keep going. You're there. That's the
Mm.
good word. Like believe in yourself.
Oh my
That's the
god.
good word.
Yeah. Mm. This hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me, because I grabbed the wrong table, and that was like 7 songs right there. So look, let me.
What? Okay, I need to get my headphones too. I'll be right
You
back.
give me 1 second. That right there alone was like, oh, look at God.
Yeah, well, Brain knocked over the whole thing. What whole thing?
I'm gonna say I did it. I'm gonna say I did it right. I'm gonna say I did it right.
Okay, I'm back. I
Welcome
have a
back.
whole setup. Let me
We
see.
got the whole setup. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I love to hear
Because I'm here. Let's see, where is. So is it snowing for you now?
Um, I feel like after like the last few days, it's been a consistent little, just letting us know that the snow is there. It's like, hey, I'm here, like even if it's
Okay.
not actually snowing, it's like it's just snow is floating around. I mean, global warming is hitting, unfortunately, but hey, if we got to look at the glass half full, then I'll take a mild winter. But
Yeah.
we got like an inch. It was just bitter cold. It was like so we had like it was like negative something crazy, -3 or 4 or some wind chill, -11, -20 or something. Yeah, just too ridiculous. And yeah, not a fan. I was born in the cold. My birthday was earlier this month, so like the dead of
Oh,
winter.
Capricorn.
Uh,
Capricorn.
yeah, they came. I gave it away.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Capricorn.
So
Okay.
do you happen to be a Virgo or Cat Moon?
Yes. I am
Mhm.
a, wait a minute. Wait. Let me bring it up. I believe I'm a Virgo moon and a Cancer something else. Let me bring it up. I have my whole, I can give it to you. You can plug it in and tell me something. But
Oh,
then maybe not, because then maybe you'll know more about me and you'll
okay.
be able, you could like weave it all together. What's up,
Yeah.
the God Particle? I see you and I still see Mag is here. These are people on my side because I give an inspirational word about whatever I've experienced during the day, every day. So some people are checking in
Yeah.
on my side.
Oh, I love that. Well,
Um,
hello to your side over there, and much love and
yes.
blessings. And for me, I just started this last week. I'm still figuring out my relationship to speaking and
Hmm.
speaking from the place where I know I'm called. So I spent most of my life doing a lot of events and shows and did like over 100 shows last year. Got to speak in front of thousands of people. Not a TED Talk yet, although that's a good reminder
It's
because
coming.
that
Yeah.
was that was something that popped on my radar. Some folks reached out, and the timing of it was just kind of, again, I told you, like, I'm at a reset. So this was kind of as everything was towering over and falling, and I had to let it.
Yeah.
Um, but that's a good affirmation. Maybe this is that year. Maybe this is the time. But yeah, this is this is special. Look, I need to. I don't know what. Um, Give me 1 second.
This is really beautiful. Anyone, the hopefuls, I spoke earlier. I got off. I was scrolling through. I scrolled onto the Oracle Moons live just cuz I like live. I go on live. And I just started listening. He had some faint beat in the background, and he
Some
had said,
ambient.
what does this bring? And I just typed in the chat. So now we're here, and I do see, my father would say, nothing is a coincidence. Everything is perfectly placed at its time for you. Nothing is just by happen chance. And my father is very magical in that sense. That's where my positivity and just like seeing there's a lot more to life that when I allow myself to be open to seeing more than I want to see, then I can see a lesson.
See,
And
okay,
not only
this
what I
is
want to see, there's more than
right.
what you want to see, you know? Because
Okay,
I'm
this
at a
is
reset. I said, this is like the kingmaker. I'm in a I feel even like revived. It's not
Yeah.
sadness for me. It's like, ooh, the battery's really in my back. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
prepared. This is it. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
And
this is
seeing
so.
that,
Yeah, you saying all the things that I've either said out loud over the last 2 days or have written. So there's definitely something that's like blowing my mind about this for sure. Alignment, you
well,
know.
if you study the stars, yeah, that's probably, you could tell that I was a Sag, but I don't know. I may wear Sag on me all the time. It kind of,
I don't
I'm a
know.
traveler, like, huh?
I, I don't even know. I think it, it's not like so obviously sad. I think it is a very well lived life that I felt like is something that always feels like an aspiration for a lot of the Sagittarius folks who I talk to. It's always like that thing that's coming, and for you, I feel like you're doing it. You are in that space. So I've only experienced it from that. Like one of my best friends is a Sag, and she's always on. She'll make time for it, right? And she'll make time to allow herself to kind of let go and be in that energy. But
Yeah.
we got to plan it out. It has to be, and we're gonna give ourselves this much of it, right? And I love
No,
that for
don't.
her, and that's how it works
Yeah.
for her. We often talk about how like that little box or that little segment that she allows herself to be free. That's what she wants it to be all the time, right? And that's ultimately what we strive for, right? Like freedom. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's really
Do we
interesting to.
though?
You say what?
Do we? And what is freedom? To you, what is freedom? Define that because everyone has a different definition of these words. So what is freedom for you in this day?
Oh, that's interesting, and I like that. I like that designation because it changes. And freedom in this day is the freedom to be present, to be fully present, and to be fully mindful in this energy, in this frequency, in this beautiful conversation, and this beautiful connection. Uh, to fully be present, and that was kind of like the point of this. Like I said, when we initially connected, like I wasn't in that space, and I was drifting into the melancholies. I was drifting into the waters, the waves. Just I felt myself just getting out there in that ocean, and I was like, well, let me get that out of myself. Let me get that outside of myself, so I don't get lost in the waves, in the ethers. And uh, yeah, I'm just quite blown away that that was what I was thinking about. The beauty of a well-lived life, but also like I'm like that wind down, after a maybe mentally exhausting day, or
Yeah.
a day where I have to be many different versions of myself, and to just have that peace, right? And to just have that, like that peace, that stillness, and that feels like a freedom to strive toward, and a freedom that I am happy to embrace in my life one of these days. But I was like in it. I like felt myself going to that place of like
Yeah.
the, just the places the grooves the moods we can like sink into sometime. And I was like, you know what? Nah, let me catch that. Let me pull myself out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for you to say that was just like so, so incredible. I don't
And
actually.
that redirection is important
I like that.
because I found that in this time, that one, not negative, I'm going to take that part out, but that one thought that can take you out into the abyss will only compound. So
Mm-hmm.
the ability to say, okay, actually, I'm going to go back this way is really magic. It's really you being able to say, no, because I do believe I have that ability. But until we know we do, you don't. You just believe that thought is me. That thought is
Mm-hmm.
true. That thought defines me. That thought is what, well, no. No. I'm choosing to think something else.
Right.
And maybe it's even your energy that like, hope, stop here. Like,
Mm.
okay, beauty of a well, there's all of that.
Yeah.
Maybe I was called in. I believe that is true as well,
Yeah.
because energy is a thing, and I know I'm daily working at keeping it as bright. It's not even, to me, it's just a bright. It's a
Yeah.
brightness,
And it
even
is a
in
brightness.
this. Yeah, I mean, I'm the light. I know I'm the light.
And it's the moon, you know, and it's funny because it was like I was outside walking my dog, and it's really cold and dark, and I'm just looking up, and I'm like, you know what, that like a song was playing the playlist I hadn't heard, and it was like putting me in the feels. That's what happened. So I don't know how I got into this playlist, but it was like all of these like uplifted love songs, but that nostalgia, pulling on the heartstrings, and I'm looking up, and I mean, it was
Yeah.
just the most like cheesy rom com. Like I'm outside, it's cold.
I love
I'm
those.
like up looking at the moon, and like I was. We look at the stars, and you've seen a lot of this world, you've seen a lot of the globe, uh,
Mhm.
and that is beautiful in itself, right? But like I was
Yeah.
really just like, man, it's getting dark early, and but this moon is really bright, and it was just a simple moment of like, the moon is the sun at night, the moon is the light at night, like the light is still present no matter what, even when it's a little dark over there, it's still lighter than what's around it, and I'm like, that is part of my calling, and that I'm like, this is that is part of my journey to experience all of those phases, and to experience all of those highs and those lows, to be able to share the light that I've learned, or the light that I've experienced or gleaned or have integrated, and just to pass it along. And part of that was like, I don't feel like getting on this live. I don't feel like this mindfulness Monday. I don't feel like it, but I'm like, maybe that is why I should. Maybe that's exactly why I should do it. Uh,
Yeah.
and look at this bright soul. Look at this brightness. This is like, you know,
And then there's hope. Because I almost had that too.
literally
I
hope.
woke up
Literally hope.
and my name is Hope. That's another thing with my dad and my mom. My parents are still married.
Yeah.
But I have a sister named Faith.
Wow.
And I have a sister named Charity. So
Yeah.
I throw that out because this man, both of these people, this is what they wanted in the world: hope,
Yeah.
faith,
Mm.
charity.
Let's go. Hey, let's go. All praise to the Most High for that. That's a beautiful thing. That's what we need. Sometimes it's as simple as that, and thank you for being that light, and being that hope, and that inspiration. And yeah, I love that. My youngest brother, he had a baby last summer, and named him Psalm.
I
Well,
like that.
baby
Yeah.
Psalm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little sweetie, and I was like, well, you're gonna be a singer, So I'm glad we got another one in the family. I'm like, you
Yeah.
coming out, you're the new songbird, So warm it up, brother.
Yeah, Psalms, I think it was Psalms 24 and 1, something was my dad's scripture, something. The Lord, I can do, is it the Lord is my shepherd? Something. I believe it was the Lord is my shepherd. Psalms 23, 1 through 4. I like that name.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I felt that too. I knew I wanted to come on live, but I was like, I usually have it. And I
Yeah.
didn't have it, but I felt I had to come on.
So
So
what?
I'm really in a space. Go ahead.
No, you finish.
I'm in a space of just trusting and believing those simple nudges. Some
Mm,
people call it intuition, some people call it a thought or a feeling or whatever. Just go back on. That's where I'm at. When you're talking about a restart, you have no idea. I've complete my, yeah, I think it's beautiful. I've had several in life where you just donate everything. I've moved somewhere and cut my hair off and start
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
This one's different though. I think this is
Mm,
more all around. It's not just external. This is a truly internal shift.
yeah. Yeah. One of those big ones, and it's so funny. Like, shout out to TikTok. I was so, kind of anti TikTok. I was like,
Anti TikTok.
what's going on? Um, and I was experiencing these shifts and these transformations and these realizations and downloads and revelations and clarity, ultimately clarity, and returning home. And I was like just realizing like the moon is like returning home to ourselves, and like
Yeah.
the light, our inner light, right? And like
Hmm.
having that, but looking around and realizing the more that I did that, the less familiar these things that I had grown so accustomed to, these people that I had grown so accustomed to, the work that I had done, it became a shadow of it. Not even quite a shadow, just not the same. Just not the
Yeah.
same. And it like one of those big ones, like inside and out, and like finding TikTok helped me like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one like having these conversations and such, but it's it's been interesting, like figuring out like my relationship to it. And well, let's get what download came through on my side. Like some folks are they're saying
Yeah.
it's inspiring. Somebody said
And Detroit
they
John,
said
what's up? What's up?
you said what?
I was shouting out to one of my hopefuls. What's up? What they say?
They said to you. They said I don't know your parents, but they are dope. And
They are.
they created a beautiful, lovely soul. And
Thank you.
thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I felt that. I feel that even more. Even at the, like, I have to keep saying this because I haven't been to a celebration where
mhm.
people are like just smiling, like he loved his kid. Your dad always talked about smiles because
What's
those
his name?
times usually Benny Lee.
Mm, mm.
Benny Lee,
Hey,
first
may his soul rest easy and fly high and be with the Most High.
all of that. All
Mhm.
of that, but it was such a good time. I like to speak about things in a beautiful way, and oftentimes something like a funeral just brings a darkness, but this was bright. And I journaled
Mm,
before the service, I am the light that shines. I
mm,
just journaled all of these things that I would feel. I am the happiness in the day. I'm open to receiving all the gifts in this day instead of going into it thinking this is the worst day of my life. This is my
mm.
dad's funeral. No, this is a great day. I get to decide. I
Wow.
get to decide. It is a great day. It doesn't matter what the label is. Today is great because I said it, I set it, and it will be. And it was.
Mm,
It was amazing.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, I mean, How powerful.
Really.
How powerful. How liberating to let yourself fully enjoy his memory and his life,
Yeah.
and in the way that he, in the way that he would have wanted to,
Yeah,
in the
he
way,
celebrated. He made people feel good and laugh. He wasn't giving you no cheap alcohol. This is top of the shelf, baby. Like,
what
come
y'all
on.
drink? What was your
Yeah,
go-to?
well, my father loved a redbreast whiskey. It's this Irish Scotch whiskey. He loved a nice drink. So that was there. My sister is a sommelier, so
Oh
only
wow,
the best champagnes and wines and
wow,
and then the best, if you're into that, natural green in
hey,
edibles, in
mm,
candies. You could roll it. I mean, it was like,
wow,
this is dope.
yeah,
Everybody's laughing. It was, I can't think of a better feeling of a day.
yeah,
I really can't,
wow,
you know?
that's
But
incredible.
that's what people were drinking. Yeah, people were drinking. People were having a great time
Yeah, and celebrating, hey, that
celebrating
is,
my day.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Gosh, and he was
vets
there
came
celebrating
out.
with y'all, and they're right, just turned up like with the
There
rest
you
of
go.
them, just blessed. And oh my
It was a
gosh, that is,
well-lived life.
yeah, what a great person he had to be and has to be for so much light to share and to be passed through. And oh my gosh, that is it's a gift. That's a joy. It's a joy. He passed a joy along to you that is rare.
Is it rare?
It's rare. I think it's rare. I
Okay.
think it is. It is a to be in a place where you could be so open and so light, like light as the light that's shining, but also not weighed down by this thing that could have been this or could have been that, or that everybody else will tell you to deal with it this way, and like to have that in you, and a well of that in you. A well has it's a well, it's a treasure chest to be able to go to that place, that store, that reserve, for those days, for the heaviest, biggest, moments. And uh, but it's even beyond that, right? It's like the capacity to have learned that, to have found that place within yourself and around you, and to be able to alchemize those things. That is the legacy and the gift and just a true testament to him. I feel.
Yeah.
Both of your parents. What's your mom's name?
Patricia, she's
Oh yeah,
here.
Patricia. And to both of your parents, but especially I can just feel that being his energy being very present and just happy.
Yeah, he was a
Happy for you. Like happy, the
yeah.
feeling right now is like that this courage, this faith, there's like this element of like serendipity. I don't know, did like
Yeah.
something like whimsical like
Yeah.
happen to you recently, or like, or
It's daily for me, but yes.
like some like maybe not even like a crazy thing, or some like mind bending thing, but just like a thing that like, I don't know, the feeling is like you caught that thing, or you caught that butterfly, or you caught it out the corner of your eye, or you like you noticed that. I don't know, that's just
Yeah.
what I'm
No,
feeling.
I feel that. Yeah. Yeah, it's been happening a bit more. I think maybe I'm tapped into him or that realm a bit stronger now. Is it the new moon this week?
I think there was one earlier. Um,
The 11th was something, so maybe it's the full moon.
yeah, I think the.
That's
Oh, is it a full moon? I think it might be a full
yeah,
moon.
I believe it's within the next, let me
Coming up. The beauty of a well-lived life. I wanna say I did it right. Beauty of a well-lived, beauty of a well-lived life. I don't know what's up with my mic. One, two. Because I would definitely like to record that if possible.
in 3 days. So the full moon, I believe, is the full moon masculine?
I think it's they say it's more feminine. They say like intuitive, like to this is more spiritual. Uh, they say about the full moon. On two. Beauty of a world. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Oh, there we go. There we go. What a treat. Beauty of a world life. Wanna say I did it right.
So
Yeah.
why music?
Say that one more time. You cut out for a second. Can
What's
you hear
the
me?
journey what's the journey to music?
Can you
How
hear me?
did
You cut
you
out for a second. I don't know. Are we back?
Oh yeah, it could be
Back.
my connection.
We
Can you
back.
hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your journey to music? How did music invite you to be its partner?
I needed the background. needed the ambiance. Let's see if I can. It's just always been a part of me. I think it's in my bones. I think it is one of the. It's one of the. Should I have the reverb back there?
Yes. Put a
Yeah.
little reverb. Love some reverb. I love some reverb.
1 2. I feel like it's about to turn into a church service or something.
It is. It just may. My father was a pastor at one time, so
Oh,
I
really?
could
Wow. Okay, so all
all of
right.
it.
So that's music. That's how it happened. That's how it. I think it is the. It's probably weird as a little kid because I didn't have to be told about God or and my dad's been a pastor at one point and so we got the half PK thing, you know.
Was your dad a rebel before? Because my dad, when he met my mom, had like curls in his head and a Harley Davidson. Like that was prior to him giving his life over.
So that's interesting because my dad has a Harley and he's rocking the curls and he didn't get his until later. It was so
Wait a
ironically
minute.
like this.
That was your dad. Your dad was on a Harley too?
He has a heart. He loves Harley and I think the license is like Mark 11 or something like that. So he's like if I am gonna have my my rebellious thing, then I'm gonna do it for God, and so that is that's really interesting. Yeah, so for me it's been God like for as long as I can remember, and just knowing like something's out there. I feel something. I don't know what this is. And like so if you can imagine a little, as long as I could talk or as long as I could ask questions, I'm asking, what is this? Nobody else is asking questions about that. Y'all don't feel this?
That
Y'all
was
don't
me.
You don't
Yeah.
know, like, can we figure this out? Can we, can we like start talking about this a little bit more? And music, like I can just remember being very deeply. I feel like I'm a part of music. I feel like music is a part of me. All genres, all walks of life, all eras, and that just felt it just felt right. And it's music, so it's like, it all it, we say it should be that, and that's what music does. But for me, I felt like, okay, this is a part of me, so this needs to be a part of me. This is just, like, this is just a part of me. This is a like there is this very deep connection. And what I've realized now, like, going just before the pandemic, I realized, so I've been writing my whole life. And so my uncle is a producer, my great uncle,
Okay.
so my grandma's brother, OG Chicago South Side, OG from the jazz, yeah, man. So we need to go ahead and do it, Jack, and we need to go ahead and get that record out. Which, funny enough, he sent me like this blues demo thing that he had, and it's like 9 minutes long. I was like, "Hey, Unc, that
That's
we don't
funny.
do they don't do 9 minute songs anymore. We got to figure it out." But I did this interpretation of it, and it came out. It's called How Precious, and I put out this record in October. So it's on TikTok and all the streaming, but. Um, when he found out that me and my cousin were at school, and you come back, and that first day when you have to go and do your letters for homework, he was there, and he's like, oh, okay, y'all are writing, cool, you go over there, take this notebook, cousin, you go over there and y'all put something together that rhymes, like practice your words. So that was like a part. He was like helping us with our homework in that sense, but it was he's like, you just make something that sounds cool, or put these, day and pay, like try to figure that out. Like, man, I'm trying to learn letters, brother, but that's how I learned how to write. That's
Okay.
how I learned how to write. It was like parallel writing music and writing songs and poetry and things like that, and it just it's always, I think it's just always the phrase that comes, it's just in my bones. It's
Yeah.
in my bones. It's to my core. It is very much a part of. I knew that is what I'm here to do, but for a long time I didn't know that I could do it, or that
Hmm.
that it was possible. Right? You see people on TV. You see these stars and these one in a million things, but um, I just had an insatiable passion about it, and a quest to, like, how are they doing that? What is it? What is music? And it sent me on this journey. I've been able to go across the world, and I don't know. It's crazy. I shouldn't even have to, like, censor what I say. I don't want to say the particular country that is in um, an age old biblical, you know, uh, battle fight for the,
Yeah.
but that is where I started. So I,
Okay. Yeah, I
that's
used to
where,
go there all the time. Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
yeah, incredible place, beautiful place.
Yeah,
I had no idea it
great
was
philosophy.
tropical. Yeah, I mean, great everything, just fresh, and I almost
Yeah,
didn't come back. I was, but
yeah.
so I've been writing music my whole life, and um, I taught myself piano, and I want to say, like, I started like fourth grade or something like that. Probably like fourth or fifth grade. But I couldn't read music, and I have ADHD, so like school was like, I got good grades when I turned in my homework, but reading music was just, it felt counterproductive to like what I was feeling. I'm like, why can't I let me just feel
Okay.
this out? So I
Yeah,
took like one
the
little
feeling.
a few weeks in the class, and I was like, nah, I can't, I can't do this. This is not. I'm not gonna get a good grade in this. And ironically, like that is like how my journey has been with music. Like it has been a lot better and fulfilling and turned into things by me just doing it and inviting God, hey, show me if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, show
Yeah.
me, like continue to lead me. And I taught myself, I think I'll say at the height of my piano days when I was really really in the lab, when I was not going outside in the summer so I could like practice this new song. I learned like I think I learned like 26 songs by ear, and that was like how I like started to improvise and just learned how to fiddle around, and then I got into sports. And
Yeah.
sports are you gonna sit in the room all day and practice on this piano. I wanted to go and do the cool things, but every time I would get hurt in sports, I would come back to my piano. I'd come back to my piano and I would sit down and I was like, man, I was good, like you should really, you should really spend some time with this. And I would get locked in, and then an injury would heal up and I'd get right back out there. And I did that um, until probably like high school, like freshman year. And got connected with a buddy, and he just had a little setup, simple, keyboard, and I would just mess around. And we were in high school, so we goof around and whatever little wine coolers, whatever we could find, whatever you got.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
Boons, fuzzy navels. We were talking about that. All of the stuff that we drink in high school.
yeah, I think this was like right when those like
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
yeah, right as those and
Smirnoff
like this and the
Ice.
Smirnoff Ice came out. That was that year. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. And
Alco Pop. Alco Pop, they called it. Yeah.
yeah, so those, and just being goofy, and I was just playing something one night and didn't think anything of it, and like I came back over his place and a couple weeks later, and his brother, I think, had turned it into an actual song. And at first I was like, man, you can't be this is what they say about the music business. I should have got a contract. That's I'm a freshman in high school, in high school. I should have,
Yeah.
it's like just a 4 bar nothing. um, but when I settled down, I was like, the truth in this, I think what God was showing me was like, you have something, you have the ability to do something with this. This dude who is older than y'all, has a full band playing shows, use this. So there's something there. You got, you have something. And man, I I would like throw parties in high school, and I used the last of I threw like a really big show, and that was kind of like the money that had got me through like the first part of high school and stuff. And I used the last of that. I brought a keyboard, a laptop, and some headphones, and taught myself production. And it took me to the Holy Land. It's taken me across the country, sacred sites, and it's a connecting thing. I use it to connect, and it's helped me connect to myself. It is. I just realized that I think I always felt it, which is why music was always so close to me. But I feel like it's the closest to God that we get. I feel like it's the closest to spirit. And what I realize now is like that was when I was allowing my spirit to really be at peace and to really activate, to really connect. And that's been the journey of it. So there's been I mean, I could go on. I could go on. Don't let me get to telling the story. I'll tell a story. Yeah. But what about yourself? How have you? So you said you started making some beats. You've done some
I
production. Started
you
making some
said it.
ideas.
You said it. It's a feeling. To me, it's a feeling. It's a feeling. And there's music that creates a feeling. I remember watching the premiere of Remember the Time, Michael Jackson on Fox in what was this? I don't know, 93. All of us around the TV. Like that was a feeling, but there's a few artists where I actually feel it. And I saw a piece of content that says if you have goosebumps when you hear music, it's only about half of the population that have extra layers of wiring in their brains that allow them to actually feel that. And I feel that. I remember being at concerts. I think it was Kanye's Glow in the Dark tour. This was
Yeah. Oh, I
way
wish
back.
I could have gone to that one. Oh my gosh.
And I remember crying when it came out because it's the feeling, it's the music. I'm visual. It was the lights. It was everything. And I remember from my hometown. I grew up in Central California, which is like a farm town. It's not LA. It's not San Francisco. It's like farm town.
I was
Uh,
just in California.
what was? Where
I was
were
just in
you?
California for my birthday. Sacramento.
Okay, not far from me. Like my niece is graduating from Sacramento State this year.
Oh wow!
Uh,
Congratulations.
yeah, yeah, I'm not far from there. And a girlfriend of mine's boyfriend actually made the college dropout logo. He made the bear. He was from the
What?
Central
You made
Valley and
the
he
bear?
when he made the
Yeah.
bear. So he invited us. This is before Ye actually dropped.
Yeah.
He invited us to the House of Blues. This was before College Dropout came out. This was
What?
mixtape with John Legend. Wasn't even John Legend. He had a
Right.
different name. Right. So we went there. I was like, whoa, I felt something when I heard him. And I've done that through, I guess, how I speak, but it's like when I speak about my dad, it's a feeling. Certain
Mm.
music it's not that I can't listen to it, it just doesn't resonate. It's almost like nothing. It's almost like white noise.
A lot of it
So
is.
for
A lot
me
of
it's a lot of it is. A lot of it doesn't resonate. Or if it does, it just doesn't resonate within myself.
right.
So, whatever I create, it has to create a feeling. If I'm putting clothes on, I'm showing up for life. I'm not dressing for anyone outside of me. However, life is to be celebrated.
Mhm.
I don't care if I see one I don't even think
Right.
I left the house today, but
Right.
I'm suited and booted.
Sometimes those
Uh,
fits where you don't even leave and you're like, yo, I got this off though. Those be the best
it
ones.
doesn't matter. I saw it. Somebody
Yeah.
said, but no one saw it. I said, but I saw it. I see. I'm not. You got to understand, I'm happy with me. So everything you're
Mm.
seeing is the vibration of me. I
Hey,
have a good family. I have some water. I have a nice bed. A good life.
yeah. Good life,
So
well
to
lived
create
life.
a well lived life,
Mm.
to create music means to create what needs to be heard in that moment. And I don't know if that is music, but I just capture something that I feel at that time and
Mm.
then I step away.
Yeah.
Uh, my creativity is through how I speak, but music is a part of it and I'm learning. So when you said production, I'm learning that. I'm learning how to stack. I'm learning because
Yeah.
there's certain things I love in music. I
You
love a
in there,
stacked
yeah. Well,
vocal.
once we get to vocal stacking and things, it's like my dog is right here. He like I can tell like when he likes a song or when it's like when it's really there, he'll come and lay under my
What
desk.
type of dog?
He let's see if I can. Well, he's under here. He's a like an American bulldog. So he's a big guy.
Okay.
He's
O-
100 pounds.
Okay. Does he scare people?
You know, I think he doesn't. He's a protector, and he's a sweetheart. He's definitely, I mean, he helped me get through depression. I was depressed in college, and he was the only reason I was, getting up some days and pulled me through it. It was a blessing. Um, he's a sweetheart. Like maybe he'll get up. He's so funny. As soon as he's always been like this since the day that I got him. Like he'll be relaxing. He could be right here. He could sometimes he'll put his shoulder or his face right there. But as soon as I take the camera out, he knows and he'll leave. He'll walk away. So I'm like trying to
Oh, he
see.
doesn't like to be
He does
on
not
camera.
like to be on. It's a thing. He will literally. He's so cozy. He's been here for like an hour. As soon as I move the camera, he'll get up and leave. He'll go. He'll just It's so wild. But he's a sweetheart. I always say everybody should respect dogs. Like they have teeth. Like they have
I
feelings
love
and
that.
emotions and thoughts and and wants and likes and needs um and you should treat them the same way that if you would go up to a new person, and just to be, be friendly, be open, but respectful. And I think like I don't know if it's social media or whatever it is, just dogs are cute. He's cute. He's super cute. He's precious.
I
But
love that.
like yeah, people are really, people want to, hey, come here and you snuggle up and it's like you let him warm up to you. He's a feeler. He's a he's a he's a soft soul. He's a sweetheart and his core, but he is a protector. He wants to protect his family. He wants to protect his boy, his tribe. So he's like he'll suss it out. He'll suss it
Okay.
out and he'll feel you out. If you good people, it's just energy. He's literally just energy.
Yeah.
Like if you good energy, he's
Yeah.
great energy. He's cool. He's going, you're gonna have the biggest lap dog. And if you like
Yeah.
kind of sketchy, he's gonna be like, what are you on over there? So
Yeah.
he's a, yeah, he's a beautiful guy. What about you? Do you have any pets?
I love animals. I'm a lover of just beings. I currently don't have any that I possess. However, my family, because I'm here at my family's house, my sister has two cats. One is nuts.
Oh,
And but I love cats. I love I just love animals.
yeah. You're a lover.
Um
I feel like you
I
you live with
am. I
one.
am.
You
Yeah, I am a lover. I'm a lover of like nature. I'm a lover of a good life. Don't bring me to nothing that
right,
ain't good. Don't give me no, I don't drink, but if when I did, don't give me no cheap,
yeah,
nasty alcohol.
right,
Don't give me bad plants from the earth. We
yeah,
do it great.
yeah. Yeah,
California
that's
is
real,
known for
especially California. That's funny. Y'all will not play about that.
California, Hawaii,
Yeah,
Costa Rica. I mean, I've done with the plants, every place I've traveled, usually people present me with the finest.
yeah.
So,
So what about
the
South
worst.
America? Oh, you said the
Yeah.
worst. I want to hear about the worst right now.
Well, the worst, like bad, if you're talking about plants or places, because there's no worse place. There's places where the energy was a bit, it didn't, it was off for me.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like, oh, there was nowhere to go. It just didn't feel. There was something about it.
yeah,
Um, a lot of cold places. I
yeah.
don't,
That's real. Yeah,
cold, cold doesn't call to me that much.
yeah. Me neither. And yeah, I've had enough of it, and it was good. It served me for I don't know, my whole life. And now it is
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it's just time. It's time to switch it up. Like it's definitely time for uh for warmth. That was why I was in SAC. I was like, let me. I spent like I have a lot of family in LA. I spent a lot
Okay.
of time there.
My father's from there.
Oh wow, where did he grow up?
So my dad Born and raised in LA. He graduated from San Fernando High. I have family all over Altadena, LA, West LA. You name it, they're all over. All my father's side is in LA. So I spent Christmases and Thanksgiving and some, summers there. My dad's a real LA dude. LA can be a hard place. But what were you saying about LA? So you went to LA. You like the warmth. Sac can be warm, but it's cold. There's four seasons.
It was decent. It was beautiful. It was mostly sunny. I mean, it's bitter cold here, so anything 50 or 60 was like heaven.
Warm. Yeah.
And I didn't realize, I didn't know they had palm trees. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But I spent time in LA, and I'm an energy person. I'm an energy worker. I'm a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual guide, and I connect so much with the land, and it is a beautiful place. It is a magical place, and it's a place that's filled with magic. And it's a place that's filled with the certain magic, and like, I feel called, and I'm feeling like I'm being led to my next place, and that's what the last phase of like this most recent transformation has been for me. I'm like, God, where you got me going, where you want me going, where am I building, where am I, where is this next mission, where am I supposed to serve my fullest purpose. And I was between California. I was like, is it LA? And the energy is just, I'm getting a no. I'm getting a no.
You know what? I knew you were going to say that, because let me tell you, the last time I went to, I thought LA would have been it when I was like, probably 20 years ago, probably a while ago. But the last time I went, which was in August, I went to the TikTok building specifically, which was already like, I was like you, I was like, TikTok, I don't know, but I'm speaking to this is my billboard for speaking. If it's long form, it's YouTube. If it's short form, it's TikTok. It's not IG. Like, I'm very intentional. I didn't come on here to post thirst traps. I'm here to speak and
you
connect.
Might sprinkle one in there, okay? You might.
Listen. It looks good. So if it brings who needs to hear, I'm all for it. Okay, that's marketing. So
you say that's marketing. That's showbiz, baby.
That's marketing. My father taught me. But the whole thing with even TikTok was like, okay, something's happening, because the fact that like I'm going to the TikTok headquarters. What is this? And I'm in LA, and it felt weird. I was like, man, there's almost like
let me show you. Look at this guy.
He's cute. Okay, I thought he was one of the ugly ones.
Oh, he's so cute. He's sweet.
Yeah, he's actually cute. He wants attention. You can tell.
Yeah, look, he's smiling. He's smiling.
Oh, you guys look the same. Apparently, that's how people start looking like their dogs.
Interesting, huh?
People start looking like their dogs.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's my guy. He gets compliments. I'll take it.
That's a good thing. He brings good energy, because you would need it in LA. LA felt off, and I said,
he just fixed the lighting, I think.
See, and lighting is good. Lighting creates life. You need good light.
Yeah, I do, and I need to. I should probably get a ring light. I feel like I've been on the fence about it, because I'm like, you get the ring light, you really in it. This is what you do. You're a TikToker, bro.
Exactly. You claim you're TikToker. So I claim it. I journal it. I am a TikToker. I even journal it.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. I have to believe it before it's even there.
Yeah.
And if I'm using it, I'm not going to half use it. This
Mm.
is how I just got
Mm.
in contact with you. I think there's
Mm.
a real energy that
Yeah.
comes even if it's with social media. You
Yeah.
never know how it
Yeah.
can be utilized.
Yeah,
So,
I will say, like, the thing that I recognized right away was uh, like the energy is present. The energy is
yeah,
definitely present, and it's direct, and
yeah.
it really comes through. And then I was like, oh, okay, like I get it. Like this is, like it is. I think it is. I don't know if it's their algorithm. I don't know what it is, but it's like even going live on TikTok is not, or I'm sorry, on Instagram is like not. It's not an energy thing. It's not. It does just doesn't come. And I'm an energy person. I'm like I can pick up vibes from a century ago all the way over there, But like uh, it doesn't come through. But I've been blessed to like connect with like-minded souls and just great people and just incredible creatives, like inspiring people. And
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
blessing, and that's you, and what you do, and uh, so I'm curious because
LA's not it.
you
Let
say
me
what?
tell you, LA is not it. The
Yeah, it's
energy
not.
is off. It was a dark it was something I had never, maybe I just wasn't able to tap into. Maybe it's always been that. But the last time I went and I tapped in, I was like, "Ooh, this is okay." I knew it wasn't it. I never LA was the US really isn't it, but the LA isn't
Yeah, the
LA
U.S.
wasn't
is the ghetto right now. I don't know. They're like trying to figure it
it
out.
all.
Like, like you know.
I love Hawaii. I love the islands. I love the energy of the islands. I love the history. I connect to it. I have spent years in cities. So when I speak about my father, it's really like being outside. And that's where I feel free and
Mm,
how I am able to recharge and how I'm able to hear myself.
mm,
Um, I've lived in New York. I've lived in London. I've lived in Paris. I've lived in these cities that are the best cities in the world. And they were great for the time that I was there. And it no longer resonates. I mean, unless it's something where I'm speaking, it's not where I want to be based.
yeah.
I have, for me, I like to be based in a space where I can walk outside in a bikini and cut off shorts. Okay,
The
that's
sun and
that's
connect
ideal.
and tap
Okay.
in, and yeah. Yeah, I need that. I need that. And like that's what's been calling to me, and it's so important, just like grounding and recharging in the work that I do, whether it's
Yeah.
energy or spiritual work, whether it is DJing, just to like just
Yeah.
just rinse, it's like rinse and ground and
Exactly.
recharge and
Yeah.
reconnect. You were in Hawaii. You were out there with the Lemurians, huh?
Yeah.
you were with them
Yeah.
folks.
Exactly. 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 And with people that like, I was doing my sweat lodges and just stuff like I not wearing shoes and
Are you
picking
with the
my
natives too?
food and
Yeah. You with the
cool.
natives?
It's just amazing. I was there for 4 years prior to just actually, I'm here because the passing of my father. This is all when you were saying a reset. It's kind of like a reset for me.
Yeah,
And I'm somewhat here until I'm not
yeah,
because my mom needs us
yeah,
and it's just a part of it.
yeah.
So, yeah, LA is a different type of energy.
It's different, and
Very
it's
different.
it's so funny because um like last year it was just surrender. It was just I went to Mexico for my birthday. Really wild
Where in
situation.
Mexico?
I went to PDC, Playa del Carmen, and
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
yeah,
loved it. I didn't, you know, I didn't
yeah.
want to do Tulum because I like tapping in with the natives. I like tapping in with the locals, and feel like they've had enough of, you know, they're like, when people come in, they're like, nah, we stay over there, stay on the retreat, please. Like, we, you know, stay that way.
Yeah,
But Playa del Carmen was beautiful.
yeah.
It was a really interesting trip, but I met one of my favorite record producers of all time. I was on my
Who?
birthday, ate lunch. You say who?
Yeah.
His name's Monty Booker. So he produces
Okay.
for Smino and like this singer.
Okay, I like Smino.
Yeah, so
Okay,
he
my
does
niece
all of,
put me on to Smino.
yeah, he does all of Smino's things, and he's done, you know, records
Okay.
with J. Cole. He's worked with just about
Okay.
everybody. This singer do you know Raven Lene? Have you heard of her?
She is relatively new within maybe the past 2 or 3 years. I've seen some of, not placements, I've seen some of her stuff on like my YouTube,
Yeah,
just the algorithm.
yeah.
Yes. So
She's
I'm
really
not
good.
very familiar, but I'm aware of who she is.
Yeah, I think you would like her a lot. She's really great. So this guy, he produces for. They had just come off a record with like J. Cole, you know, something huge. And well, it was so funny. So he's from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. Um, I'm originally from the South Side. He's from the South Side. Actually, you mentioned Yay. Like we're from the same neighborhood. Um,
Okay.
like it was like him, Common, Quincy Jones. You know, the one of the best to
Oh,
ever do
love
it. That's Michael
Quincy.
Jackson. Uh,
Yeah, Quincy is the goat. There is
yeah.
no, it's Quincy.
So
Yeah.
but it was like really wild 'cause he's like just production wise, like his production is so distinct and um is is off the grid, but it somehow it flows and it's very soulful, but also like he experiments and it's just he's always been one of those dudes who can like really push it, but like in a way that invites you to it and doesn't just like, you know, you're like, oh, they were out there, like they tried something, you know, they just fully went there, like he goes there, but it's in a very musical way. um,
Mhm.
so ran into him. But what's so funny, I didn't know what he looked like. I just only knew the music and I had never known what he looked like. And he walked by this little cafe. I was having lunch, birthday, like by myself. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to like surrender and I'm restarting everything. I let every relationship go. I let, you know, friendships, romantic relationship, like work, everything, full reset, full surrender. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out into the world, see what, you know, PDC has to offer. And like, you know, I was probably a street or two away from somewhere I should not have been, right? But you don't know until you know. You got to get out there.
You're covered.
And
You're
it's
covered.
yeah, it's an energy thing exactly. And so it was funny. Like I was kind of walking back from one of those places. I was like, oh, like I'm from where it gets a little mixy. It's wild over there. So I walked back, and I'm like trying to go into the restroom, and they won't let me in. And I know I'm long locks at the time. You know, it's tatted. Like I know they were like, what are you doing? Like solo, like just backpack, like headphones. Like I just looked like one of those guys. And so nobody really wanted to let me in. So I went to this place. You got to buy a Sprite. Brought a Sprite. And I'm sitting there. I was like, you know what? This is gonna be a birthday gift and a self care day and just a time to really connect with myself. I'd spent, you know, years doing everything for everybody else and all these shows and helping all these artists and wasn't doing it for myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm really gonna sit down, connect, journal,
Yeah.
meditate a little bit, and I get this feeling. So I get this feeling, and I look over, and there's these two guys walking up, and I look at them. They kind of look at me, and like they look, you know, they saw me looking at them. I saw them, you know, like one of those, like I see you, you know, but like just whatever. They came up, they stopped, and then they just kept walking. And I was like, oh, y'all about to get to the mixy part, bro. I don't think y'all, you know, I don't know if you should go
Wait,
down.
you have to define mixy. What does mixy mean?
Like like if you get in the mix, it's like you can get mixed up in some crazy things. You can get mixed up
Okay.
in, it was rough.
Okay.
It was rough. It was like, so it was like really touristy and walkable
Yeah.
and malls and shops, and then it wasn't.
Oh,
And
you were by the
then
promenade, Fourth Street Promenade in play. I've been there
okay,
several times. We used
okay,
to go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so exactly. And but you go over too far, and
You
then you're right in
can
the
get
hood.
into a different space. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right in the hood, and so I'm like telling them, I was like, yo, it's nothing over there. I didn't want to like scare them off or whatever. I'm like, y'all got it, but so they end up coming right back, and he looked like, yeah, you were right, bro. And he was gonna walk by, and then I could tell he literally stopped. He was like, you know what? Let me go. And they came and had lunch with me, and we're talking, and like I do music. He's like, I do music, and I was like, oh, I worked with these people. He's like, oh, I worked with these people. It turns out they actually recorded at the studio that I ran in Chicago, and they would be there all the time. We just were always on off schedules, and I'm like, how do we never, like, I DJ, I'm like, all these shows, how do we never cross? And then he's like, I work with Spino and work with these guys. And I was like, wait a second, like Monty. And he's like, Monty. And I was like, oh, bro. I was like, dude, get over here. Give me a hug, bro. This is great. I was like, dude, I really enjoy your work. And we really dove into it and really talked about, like nerded out, like I'm like, how'd you get it glitchy? What's that cheat code over there? And he's like, oh, this dude, like, and we really connected. And so he had just moved to LA.
Okay.
And this is how it comes. Like, I got ADHD, so you gotta reel me back.
No. You don't. You just have different time. You don't. You're
Very
good.
very nonlinear with it.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. James, for liking the live. Go ahead.
All love, brother. So he's like, man, I just, I felt this call to move to LA, and I was like, I felt like at some point I would live there, and I was getting all these pings, and I, meet one of my favorite producers, and it was like a genuine thing. It was like we like text each other, and it's like, oh, that was dope, like it was like it was like a friendship, and like, I was like, oh, maybe this is that sign, maybe this is that affirmation, maybe this is that push that I need, to go and connect with, a like-minded person, and good connection I have, but also just a real dude, and need some real people if I'm gonna go out there. And so I was feeling that, but just the energy is just like, no way, no. And part of it too, and I wonder, do you ever feel like this? Do you ever feel like part of your gift is to be shared, to help raise the frequency and clear out some of that energy, or to ground that love, to ground that light, like,
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Like what, I guess that's the place. I guess, it's sending me to the epicenter. And so I was like gearing up, and it was so wild. I gave away like all of my things except for maybe like 2 bags of clothes. And
I love that. I've done that. That's such a good feeling.
I had the U-Haul, and
Yeah.
it was me and my dog. I dropped the U-Haul back. I was like, man, if it don't fit in this car, then it's not coming.
Yeah.
And I looked at my pup. I was like, man, are we about to be California dogs, bro? I think we might. And I went to go like across the street to the U-Haul to fuel up, and I was about to hit the road, and my wallet was lost. And I think that was God being like, nah, bro, because I was literally just about to drive straight out, and my brother lives in San Diego, and I was gonna hang out with him for like a month, and then get a spot in LA, and I was just about to just go, and I would have, but like my wallet like fell between the seat of the U-Haul, and it, so I ended up staying in the Midwest and traveling around and playing some shows, and finishing an album, which is a beautiful thing. But last year was just surrender, and I'm like, like God's not letting me plant any more seeds here. And I couldn't figure out. I was like, why is it blocked? And I'm like, instead of looking at it as a block, why don't I look at it as a blessing to go where it is overflowing somewhere else? And if that's not here, then I don't have to be so attached to that. So it had been between like LA, maybe Texas, but and then I was like, you know what? Let me check out what's up in the north. I've never been up there. Let me see. So I went to Sac, and Sac was interesting. The place itself was beautiful. It was great. It was definitely a vibe. Like I could live there. I think some of the energy, like some of the people I was with, was kind of like, I was like, I don't know, but it was, it was a beautiful thing, but yeah, it was kind of like a wild experience. It was like we'll have to talk about it sometime. I don't even want to. I don't even want to.
That can be. I have my own. Yeah, I have stories. I'm always protected, but I've had some interesting events. I like to say I've lived a very colorful life.
Yeah, I can tell. When does your book start? When's the memoir?
It's being pushed ever since Saturday. Like there's more things like, oh, okay. I'll tell you this because you just asked that, and I typically don't speak on things until they're completed. Yeah. Even my TED Talk, I didn't announce it. My family didn't know until like they put it out onto their website because it's something with me. I don't speak about it until it's like final, like here, boom. Or I'll tell you after I do it. Yeah. With the book, it was always like there's so much that I could talk about. I could talk about how I learned through traveling and doing this and doing that. Now with my father, it's streamlined. Now I know exactly what it is. Before it was like it could be so many things. Now I know exactly what it is. I know exactly the outline. I know it's yes. And I had been journaling for the past 3 years about me being an author, and I'm to the point where it's beyond that, and I'll journal like feels so great. My 6th book has done like my father would always talk about speaking things into existence, and my phone is going to tap out. Just a minute. I need to get my charger or you won't be seeing me.
Oh, you got it. Wanna say I did it right, yeah. Wanna say I did it right, yeah. Did you ever live right? Wanna say I did it right, yeah. Say I did it right. Say I did it. Say I did it. Did you ever live right? Yeah. Say I did it right. Trying to get that like.
All right. Yes. Boom.
So do you have a setup? Do you have like a?
I do not hear, but if I can set something up. I have my headphones. I don't have like my mic here. I kind of have a traveling mic. I can set something up though.
Oh, you said okay. Look, that's real energy.
I know how to make things work. Before we get on to that, why TikTok and why the resistance?
Ooh, my rising sign. If you knew my rising sign, you'd be like, I get that. So
Libra?
Close. It's close. It's pretty close. They're neighbors. right around the way. Beauty of a worldly life. You gonna cheat? Don't cheat it. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a
I'm
Scorpio
not
rising.
cheating. I'm not cheating. I'm just looking at some resources.
Yeah, some
That's just,
research, strategic research.
exactly.
I'm a
Okay.
Scorpio rising, so
Which
um,
means what?
I would say that a very common thing and a very central theme of like a lot of Scorpios I meet, a lot of Scorpio moon, just Scorpio placements in general, like um, they don't really want to be perceived, and we like deeply sensitive, deeply emotional, um,
Okay.
deeply intuitive,
Okay.
but it is definitely a the Scorpio, I think, is one of the most powerful healers because it goes the deepest and it uncovers the some of the depths, the things that we let sink to the bottom of the ocean that we even forgot about, or those things that we really just kind of push down there. It just kind of comes up with Scorpio. Scorpio brings a lot of that healing to the surface, and it is. I think we feel things so deeply that it is, and we feel a lot of the things around us so deeply that uh, there is there's a deep resistance to it, and I think my should we just go there? Should we just dive off?
Yes, we're already here. I mean, you've already dove in. You're on TikTok. You're on TikTok Live. Come
Yeah,
on, let's go.
hey, so we're very protective. I think so. One of the greatest gifts of Scorpio is the healer, is the deep healing. It's like going to the places, it's uncovering the things that might otherwise not be uncovered, which is discovery too. It's creativity, it's discovery, it's innovation, but it's a deep protectiveness because I feel like with that gift, it's a double-edged sword of like being able to feel and intuit these things. A lot of people may or just a lot of the Scorpios that I've come across, especially the Scorpio risings, like things have been projected and like bound, like binds, have been placed to try to keep, just whatever. I don't know, for whatever reason, or the ability to have such a deep emotional capacity can lead people to make Scorpio energy feel it for them, right? It's like, okay, these people who I might not be in touch with my emotions, and these emotions have to go somewhere, and I'm just gonna put it over here, right? I'm because you have that capacity, and you are this healer, and you are this light, and you know how to show up in those hard, difficult moments, and it like it we can take on other people's things. And I think until we learn boundaries, it's easier to just be like, nah, I'm gonna keep my stuff over here. So after doing some years of boundary work and just learning even what boundaries are, I had to Google it.
Boundaries are
Hope I had to
beautiful.
Google it. I didn't even know. I said boundary. What are we talking? Google what's
Yeah.
boundaries over here, and
Yeah.
uh, and and I really struggled with it because what I do is public facing. So I'm the curator of the music, of the energy of a space, um, and I believe after the last 4 years have been like deeply, deeply just digging all the way down and just uncovering whatever comes up and just not judging it, not holding on to it, not fighting it, not resisting it, just letting it come up to breathe and heal. Actually, oh, do I have it on here? I have this song that
I would love to hear.
feels
My
like.
moon is Virgo. Let me tell you, my moon is Virgo and my ascendant is Cancer.
Wow. So that's a two. That's a 2 for 2. I guess you being a Sag, and I guess you being a Virgo moon. That
How
is.
did you guess the Virgo moon, though?
I do a lot of astrology readings, so I do like I do
But
them
what's
professionally.
the
So it's like what I
giveaway?
do. You say what?
What's the giveaway?
um, it is first off Virgo. Everybody should have somebody with the strong Virgo placement in their life. Like that is uh that's a necessary
My moon
thing.
is Virgo.
Every company should either be run by a Virgo or a Virgo moon. Like every team should have, if it's not the lead, then somebody with the power to shift the situation needs to be a Virgo because um, the attention to detail, the words, the language, like just understanding like the way to place words where they need to go in order, but not even just, not Gemini in the sense where it's just like Geminis have such a way with words that it doesn't even matter to them after a while. The words don't even matter. They're just like eloquence over
Same.
here and genius over here. And it doesn't even have to matter. I'm just going to like do this dance and like dazzle you in this thing. It doesn't have to be to a point. Like for Virgo, it's like, yes. And how are we getting this to the finish line? Or how are we using this, and we can use it artfully, but how are we using this to have an effect? How are
Mhm.
we using this to mean something and to create action and to create it's just a beautiful energy. I'm just like can't say
No,
enough
I
things
love
about
hearing it.
Virgos.
I love hearing it.
I think it's the eloquence with the Um, they're brilliant. They know everything's going on. 8 steps ahead. They have contingencies for it all. They're filing cabinets for it just in case. It's like uh, very brilliant, very intelligent, like useful intelligence. Like it's like this is not just intelligence just to have the Snapple fact. It's like I learned this thing and I used this thing and this is useful and I'm sharing this because I've used this. It's coming from a place, um, which is memory. Yeah, y'all gonna remember some stuff. Y'all gonna have some receipts. Oh my god, y'all gonna have some receipts. I know what you said, how you said it, the look on your face when you said it, and what you were doing while you said. Yeah, the whole thing. But I want to say that it is like it's like a finely crafted, well crafted, artisanal pen,
Mm.
and that can be used for so many things. That can be used for art. That can be used for resource. For there's so many things that it can be used for. And Virgo knows exactly how to use it and this pen needs to be this thing and when it needs to be that thing, when it doesn't need to be used, when it needs to be a paintbrush, when it needs to be a ballpoint pen. It's like
I love.
and I can just it very masterful with your speech, with the way that you speak, with the way you communicate your thoughts, because it's one thing to have the thoughts, it's one thing to communicate, but to not lose anything
Mm.
in translation is
Okay, yeah, yeah, I get
is
that.
yeah. Somebody on here said symphony of the mind in the works.
I love that. I'm gonna write that down. So you've given your consent, whoever said that, if that's used in any future, any
Yeah,
future content, you cannot ask for any
she
royalties.
said no
What
royalties.
was?
That's funny.
Yeah, no.
She said please take it. She actually is as she said that she's a spoken word artist, and she was gonna.
That's why.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
You see, I'm telling you, TikTok, it's about the energy. Forget
Yeah,
about the platform.
yeah,
Energy is energy.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I wouldn't have known that someone could have guessed one of my ascendant or
Two,
rising.
two, two of them, which is the
Yeah,
opposite.
okay. Yeah.
That's
I'll
hard.
have to throw out another one to see how I don't know if you could think of anything else, but I am currently looking at my natal chart just to
Yeah,
double check.
and your Cancer rising. That's beautiful.
Well, that's ascendant, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But Cancer, from what I know, can be very sensitive.
Mm.
Like,
Most, yeah. Feelers. We feel. We feel.
yeah.
We feel. We care.
Yeah. And I love the feel.
Yeah. Virgo not so Virgo doesn't really like that. Virgo doesn't really want to be feeling all the things all the time.
Why not? They're Earth. Isn't
Mm.
that a part of it?
I think that it is just in my experience, the Cancer energy and Cancer rising specifically. So that's how the world is going to meet you. So
Mm,
the world is meeting. You're a Sag. You are who you are in your actual world is Virgo. So who you are when you're on the couch, not on TikTok Live, is your moon. When you don't have to, be held to anybody, like that's who you are, just in the world, right? Your moon. But when you're
mm,
in the world, your rising is the energy that people are experiencing. So it's like very intuitive, very it's
mhm,
lovey, it's the nurture. So Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. It's like the caretaker. It's like a super psychic sign, they say. But what it is like you being able to feel into the emotions
mm,
of those around you
mm,
and really feel all the feelings and can't. So this is why I say it's like, or Virgos have said that it's difficult to have water placements or to know where to place the feelings, because I feel like we feel a lot of things as Cancer placements that don't even have words. They're micro moods and all these in betweens, and it's like, where do those go and where are the spaces for those, and how can we make this useful? How can we find the best, most effective way to get the most out of this thing? And Cancer's like, we don't have to get anything from this. Sometimes we just have to. Sometimes we just about to sit in this and just feel it, and it
yeah,
doesn't have to mean anything. It just has to be felt, and
yeah,
so that can be kind of like a competing energy sometimes, in the sense of like a natural tendency as an Earth moon can be to like have it come to an action or have it come to a reason. I'm feeling this thing. What am I supposed to do about it?
mm,
And now what am I going to do about it? Okay. Or your friends come and they've been talking to you about that same thing for 3 weeks. And you're like, I've been telling you the same thing. I didn't told you already. I gave you the best. I told you what to do about it. Um, and then Cancer's kind of like, we, maybe nothing has to be done about it. Maybe we just need
yeah.
to appreciate that we're
Experience.
feeling it and
Yeah.
experience it. Which, is is the opposite of like what a lot of Earth energy wants to do.
Yeah, and being in Hawaii, there's a lot of energy workers of every background. So
Mm.
I've had a few people read me my birth chart and they're like, you have very little earth. Like that's your fire and I don't know what else you would know, but you have very
Cancer,
little.
where is so?
Oh,
What's your
geez.
Venus?
My Venus is Libra.
Oh, interesting.
My
Okay.
Venus and Mars is both in Libra. What is
Wow.
Libra?
Libra's an air sign.
Okay.
So Venus wants to be in Libra, so that's a really powerful placement.
Venus
Uh,
wants to be in Libra?
yeah, so Libra is like creativity, it's
Mm-hmm.
love, it's aesthetic, it's good food, it's a good
Mm-hmm.
smell, good ambiance. It's like
Yeah.
the senses, and it needs to be, and it has to be top, and it has to be
Yeah.
exactly what it needs. It has to be on point,
Yeah.
and it has to be artful, and it has to be an aesthetic to it. It's not, it's not just do the thing. It's let's do this thing beautifully. Let's make it look how it's supposed to
Yeah.
look while we're doing it. Like, um, and it's a sign. So Venus is our sign of love and creativity. Libra is the sign of like love and creativity. So those two are like very, very synced up, or very centered. There's a lot of synergy there. Uh,
Mm,
there's a
okay.
lot of um, you gotta be free.
I'm
You got
very free. I
you
have to
gotta be
say
free.
that.
Even more than Sag. Even more than Sag. Sag wants to be free, but Sag still like wants to come back. Libra might.
Yeah, I may never come back. I've left people in all sorts of countries. They're probably wondering, where's
Yeah, I was gonna
Hope?
say.
Where'd she go? Um,
Tell me a story. Tell me a story. Tell me a.
you know what? Let me reframe that. I've never actually left anyone. I would like to reiterate that because I use that as a joke. But
You said.
I,
Let me be clear.
let me be clear, but I will leave
Yeah.
with the beauty of freedom.
Mm.
So when you're speaking of freedom, um, when I was based out of DC, I lived in DC. And when international bases opened up, I was like, I'm out of here. I knew it. I had a boyfriend at the time, and I was like, this is done because life is waiting. When I told you a well lived life, baby, I can come back to you. I
Mm.
can't come back to that good life. Like I'm 22, I'm out of here. Um, and that's what I mean by like I'll leave because life I gotta leave. I have to live it.
Right. You have
You'll
to live it.
be here. I find y'all in every country I go to,
Right.
but
You said it's gonna be a right. That's the funny thing. One thing about it, Venus and Libra, y'all gonna keep them around. You gonna keep a
what do you
honey
mean?
dip
Wait,
around for
wait. Let me.
sure.
Okay, now you
Just
tried to
around.
catch. Wait a
Nah,
minute.
just around. Just not. They don't have. It's
Sometimes
nothing.
people not okay. Let me correction.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
that me in particular keep anyone around, but people are always drawn to a light.
They be around. They just not that you. Okay, maybe you don't keep them around.
Yeah, I have had.
You find
All
them
right,
around though. You find them.
what's not to love? I mean, come on, what's not to
Right.
love?
Yeah, no, it's not a bad thing at all. It's a beautiful thing. It's a freeing thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's love for the sake of love, And if that's this or if it's that, just let it be what it's gonna be. And when it's not that, then
Then that's okay. It's
it's
all
not
love.
that. You know.
It's all love. I
Yeah.
don't know what sign this comes from, but the honesty part is like a big thing. Eight
Yeah.
is a huge number in my life. And
Yeah.
eight,
Born
I
on
was
the eighth.
born at 8 o'clock. Huh?
I was born on the eighth. Yeah.
Okay, so eight is like a money number. It's karma. It's infinity. It's. I have to do the right thing because if I don't, it immediately like
Right,
comes
right away, right away.
immediately. Born at 8. I was born on the 26th. 2 plus 6 is 8.
Yeah.
My dad's birth month, my mom's birth month equals 8. So honesty, even with the gentleman is a big thing, because I don't want that coming back.
Right.
And that also comes from not being honest. And from not being honest,
Yeah.
I learned honesty and transparency is the best thing. That was back when I
It's
was,
a beautiful thing.
yeah, yeah. And I
Yeah,
learned that from not being honest.
I was gonna say those days, those days. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. No, that's a beautiful that's a beautiful thing. Like, and I love to hear that, right? Because like a lot of yeah, I will. That's interesting. Like, so to your point, that's the Virgo. The Virgo is just like, yo, you gonna know exactly what's up. Don't
Yeah.
ask if you don't want to know. Don't. I'm gonna let you know exactly what it is. This is what it is. Here, feel how you need to feel about it. Uh,
Yeah.
but Libra typically isn't that way. So that's a good balance. Like Libra's is like, explain what? Like, what do I know? And there's balance, right? Like that's important. That's important. But
Explain
but
what?
here's the funny thing. By the time Libra thinks to do that, most of the time they already
Out.
3 states away. It's like, oh, you know
Okay,
what?
yeah. Two,
I
three
could.
countries.
Two
Yeah.
right continents. You over there, right?
Yeah.
Up
Yeah,
in the Arctic.
once you cross country lines, nothing counts.
Yeah.
But
Ah,
I like to
love it.
say
Yeah.
that's where the honesty comes in.
Yeah, that's real. That's real, and that's like that. And you know what? It's freeing because then it can be whatever it's going to be, not what we think it needs to be, not what it. It's just like whatever this is, and then if it's that, great. And if it makes us stick around, then cool. But if not, then like we got to experience that for what it was. Like honestly, like shout out to y'all. Like it's love, like in every form of it, and
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing. I want to for our next song, we should probably do Venus and Libra.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm so okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about my chart. Let me tell you where Sag is. So Sagittarius is my sun. Sagittarius is my Mercury. Sagittarius is my Jupiter. Sagittarius is my Uranus. Sagittarius is my Neptune. And that's it. So those are my
And
5 Sag
wait,
placements.
say that one more time.
Sag Sun, Sag Mercury, Sag Jupiter, Sag Uranus, Sag Neptune.
Dang. Yeah, so you mad psychic.
Yeah.
That's a thing for sure. Interesting. That
Yeah.
is okay. I don't think that I've met anybody with that many Sag placements, but
Sag.
also with Uranus and Neptune, which are like they're like the planets of like spirit and intuition and like the spirit realm, like spirituality. Like
Yeah, I'm
Sag
connected.
is the gatekeeper of spiritual knowledge.
Someone, yeah, someone told me that, and see, I don't even like to say this because I don't, it doesn't matter though. I do a sweat lodge, an Indian sweat lodge once a month in Hawaii. And this is like within the spiritual community, there's levels to this.
Yeah,
I had one sweat lodge, uh, and then I was invited to an even more exclusive, like,
yeah.
sweat lodge with these
With
old
the
hippies that,
OGs, with the
they've been dropping acid since the 60s and
yeah,
70s.
still in the
And
'60s, still in the '70s.
exactly, like when acid was probably different, but I don't know if acid
When it
ever
was
changed.
given out by the government,
Have
when it
you
was,
done acid?
we
Okay,
did.
so we could talk about that because that is so enlightening. I believe LSD is like mushrooms are one thing. Acid is like, whoa, this is like, whoa. And I didn't start doing any of this till 3 years ago. Because I knew where I wanted to be in life. If I would have done LSD as a teenager, I don't think I would
Yeah.
be where I am.
Yeah, definitely
But
not one of those things to like.
it called at the right time and I was ready. And they're really enlightening. However, at one of my sweat lodges, the guy came and said, I had this dream, and you're a gatekeeper. You're a gatekeeper because you're
Oh,
able to speak to people where they'll listen. Like a lot of people, it's like you could be like, I don't know, one of the most notable speakers or politicians, but people just won't listen because they can't craft it and the look. He was like, you're that, and that's very powerful. And you being a gatekeeper, now that these are all old folks, but I've heard that before and it was a bit daunting. Like, whoa, I don't know if like,
especially in the sweat lodge, you're in the ethers and just like getting
yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of powerful like.
that's powerful. But even like, can I possess, oh, if I possess that, that's like real responsibility.
Mm,
Like when I talk about honesty, that's responsibility. Even me saying I'm a speaker, because my dad would say most people are wimps or idiots.
mm.
So
Smart guy.
if really, if I can speak well, that means I can convince people. That's power, and that has to be used to me and it with great responsibility.
Mm,
Because if you don't know what to listen to, you can listen to anything, and that may not be beneficial. So to be able to possess that means to possess true responsibility for that gift.
mhm.
Like, and that was heavy for me. That was like a moment of like, let me sit back and really understand what that means.
Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful thing. That's one of those ordained things, where it's just like that spirit, that's the most high coming through to let you know, hey, this is the gift. Not only is the gift affirmed, but this is how you use it. This is how it works. This is, you've been feeling it, but take this affirmation. That makes me want to ask, what do you feel like the the purpose of that gift is, or like what do you feel really called to
Mhm.
use that gift to speak about?
Yeah, the simple answer is to unite.
Mm,
Because through all of my travels, I've spent more time outside of the US now as an adult than I've spent actually in the US. So a lot of
citizen of the world, yeah.
really,
So
but
you're a flight attendant. Do you have are you global services?
in my global, how do you know about global service with United?
You be around.
How do you know about global service with United? Well, I actually took retirement. I retired. My goal was always to retire at 35, but I retired at 36. Early retirement in 2020. And that leads back to the TED Talk. When I had the emergency landing, I was like, whoa, I'm going to die. I already thought I was living like I'm going to die, but imagine the captain calling you, and I was the head flight attendant, saying, Hope, we have an engine failure. Our left engine is failing. We'll have to make our emergency landing. We'll let you know as soon as we get on the ground. Click.
Whoa.
Okay.
Was it coming out of LA?
No, I was flying from Seattle to Washington, D.C.
Wow.
That changed my life. I had post traumatic stress disorder. I had a few things, but I really had to say, okay, you've seen the war. I've done that. Hey, you want to go to Paris for coffee? Shoot. Okay, I'll meet you there. You go into Milan. Let's meet in Milan. We'll have a pizza. I'm back home in London by then. I've done all of that. I've lived.
Yeah.
Do you just want to tell people that all the time? Is that your purpose, to like flex on people and be like, yeah, I was here and I was with this people? Sure,
Good
you've
flex though,
done.
beautiful flex. That's the flex that matters, you know.
Listen, but I've done it. The
Yeah.
thing is, it didn't bring really that expected feeling,
Yeah.
because it's fun to live it, but to tell it,
Mm.
it just stopped having the impact. And I, like my dad left an impact, it was like, what is the legacy? You've seen all of this, you speak, you do all, maybe the legacy is what you've seen and translate it back to the world. Maybe the legacy is them cats on the south side or the west side or wherever just hearing you speak, because ain't nobody see you
Right.
speaking how you speak. When I
Mm.
speak, I know my gift.
Mm.
And so when I say unite, that's what came to my mind. Like, I can continue flying. I've done it. I've learned the languages. I had a bucket list.
Mm.
I can continue, or I could say, maybe there's something bigger that's saying, you've had one dream, the next really changes the world. The next really changes the legacy. The next will be so challenging, but you'll understand why. You said yes. Let me go spread the good news, the
Mm.
gospel. It doesn't have to be the Bible. Maybe it's
Right.
just some Black kid saying like, yo, that's dope. I'm just going to try.
Right.
I'm good enough. Actually, I've always been good enough.
That's so wild. I I put out an album. When was that? I think it was maybe 2018, and I released it in Paris,
Hmm.
and
Love Paris.
um, the intro is like you pretty much said it verbatim. It was like oh, how does it go? To the effect of, yeah, you see this person doing it, and this little girl, she tries, and she finds the power that's inside. And this little boy, he sees the power that you sharing inside, and he tries, and does whatever it is that he's gonna do. But just to see you trying and to see you living it, is that spark, that continuation, that anointing, that's the spirit. You waking that up in somebody else, you activating that part of somebody. Um, that's a beautiful thing. You definitely, it's a real gift. You're a real orator. You're a real speaker. You're a real,
Yeah.
like, even because like even you see the TED Talks, and like, very very well rehearsed, like very well written, very, and sometimes some of those
Didn't do
people have
none of
like,
that.
no, none of it. Like, I mean,
No
some of, some of
I
them.
everything is, it's basically a freestyle. I feel it.
Ooh,
And
I
that
love
was
that.
my dare for TED. I'm
Wow.
not right. I gotta feel it. This is my
Wow.
biggest stage. What does the world need to hear? Take your shoes off, go talk.
Wow.
I want my TED talk to be the anti TED talk, and that's what it was
Oh,
to me.
I can't wait to listen to it. Yeah, because that's what I mean. Like, you go and you, like, it's this platform, and like, it's the, the best speakers in the world, and the best minds, and like, and a lot of times it gets lost in translation or in the
Exactly.
confinement. And but this is like, it's like when you really come across somebody who's really like that. That's what we say, that you really like that. You really,
Yeah.
like, it is a difference. It's a powerful distinction, and it's a very powerful gift. It is it's inspiring,
Mm.
and like, this is right on time. This is
Hmm.
right on time, because so thank you, because thank you for being you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for
Pleasure.
for the chorus to this song. I'm definitely gonna structure it out after like a little demo over it, and then you feel free to add what you like, and we can figure it out. But this is actually the first song that I've made since I released an album in October, and it was me having I had some very deeply spiritual experiences that like changed my life in like a short amount of time. Like it was like very concentrated, and like everything changed, and like for the better. But like it was also like I don't and I've been trying to figure out how to share it, right? So that's ultimately like what led me to TikTok. But then I was like, I don't even know if that actually is, I have to do it service, like, because it's the Most High. It was a gnosis, and like I didn't know what a gnosis was. I didn't know what a direct experience was like, and I was living by myself. I was like, I didn't have it. Like there was nobody around. Like I had it's like, and a few of them were like, one I ended up on the floor just like bawling, like deep, like I'm crying from lifetimes ago, from a song that I made that I was like, oh, God just used me to make this song. Like I'm just made this song, and I'm hearing it for the first time, and it moved my spirit to like I mean I'm talking, just wild things. So I'm like, how do I share this? And last year was like this deep surrender, which invited that, which let the Most High come through, the angels, come through. But I still struggled with it because it was such a deeply life-changing thing, but also a very powerful thing. And it was like you were saying earlier about like your sweat lodge experience. It came with the responsibility. It came with the deep responsibility. Like I feel like it, confirmed something that I always knew. Like they weren't telling you this thing that you hadn't noticed about yourself. Like you have maybe picked it up, or just, oh, I can, I got away with words. Oh, like, hey, I can scoop me one up when I need to, like, but it was like you have that like real stark moment where like this is spirit, this is God coming through, whether it's music, whether it's that person, and being like, this is to lead, this is to unite, this is to ascend, this is to like, this is the gift that you've been working with your whole life. Now that you've mastered it or honed it, this is what it's for. Now I can tell you what it's for, and now you have that information, so you have to live with it, and it's a deep responsibility. And to your earlier point, I think that has been the deep resistance to using my voice and to being fully seen, because like I think in my heart I've always known, like it's like once it really comes out, like it's not going back. It's not, there's no turning it down. There's no, there's balance, there's the ebb and the flow, but it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know it, you can't not know it. And I think that was, I knew my life would change once that happened, and it did. So it's just been me, letting it change, and letting those words, my words, the words that come from spirit and guides and the Most High, like letting that affect, letting it do what it's supposed to do, letting it change what it's supposed to change, because it is here for change. And it's just really encouraging. But I had an aversion to it, and I've been in hermit mode. And after I released the album, I haven't been posting, and I haven't really wanted to be, like public facing, but just the last week, it's just been like this barrage of like, it's time, brother. You got your rest. You got you know, and
Yeah.
then this is like almost a pinnacle of that, so to speak.
That was the word I had selected. That was in my mind, pinnacle. So
Wow.
maybe I beamed that to you. Yeah, I understand that. Again, thank you for not again because there's nothing to repeat. Thank you for sharing this because we are speaking like it's just us. However, we are on TikTok Live, and I understand that because I did acknowledge my fear of being seen because I know I'm great at what I do, and also being a child at times that was like, you talk a lot, you think you know something. Well, at this point, yes.
I
Yeah,
also,
even when I was a kid. Yeah. But still just wanting to my freest, I felt free on that stage, on that TED stage, because it was not the first time I was recognized, but it was like, this is something I've chosen to do. And to be in this space of something that I wrote on a vision board, and I knew, because I believe, my dad taught us to believe. I don't know how it will happen, but I know this TED Talk will happen. And for me to be shoeless, not have it written out, which was already a thing with TED because
yeah,
TED
that's what
is
I
like,
was gonna say. Like that to be honest, that was one of the things that kind of like I was like, let me circle back to this because I would just want to go out and they were like, nah, they were like, no,
they
that's the
don't do
opposite of what
that.
we
So
do.
even that was like, wait a minute, I had to call another speaker like, this is what I want, but this is completely against how I show up. I don't write and set, like, I have points, there's the science to it. I have points, I know the ultimate goal and the message, but it comes in that moment. But the TED organization is like, let's have an outline. Okay, now we need to dedicate it, a detailed outline. Now we need, I can send you whatever you want, but whatever I send you
Yeah.
isn't what I'm going to say on the
Yeah.
stage.
Oh, is that how it happened? Oh, that's
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. And I remember traveling because this was in Germany, and on my way there, like, Hope, I wrote it the way they wanted to write it with like figures and stats, and there was rehearsals, and one of the speakers who knows me said, Hope, what was that? And I said, well, I got feedback that they wanted figures and da da da. He said, you motivate people. Motivate. What I heard wasn't what I've heard the past few years from you. And that's its own story of that was that first time when I say it was free because I told myself, Hope, you're thinking, and that's not creativity. Go and just tap in, just tap in and be free. It's there. It's not like you're not ready. You're ready because you were called. You have everything it takes. Take a deep breath, relax, and go. You're good. And it was almost like ancestors and everyone saying, yeah, we're
The
here.
whole team, whole guys, yeah.
Come on, let's go and continue the journey because we got you here and you have no idea of who you're leading unknowingly, who's coming behind you. And it was that. And my niece, who's graduating from Sacramento State, she's like my assistant, and it was her first time in Europe because she
Oh, she
comes
was
with
there
no
with you. Oh
place.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been to Germany probably thousands of times because working as a flight attendant. But even that experience of like, it's not that I take this for granted, but I've done this so much that I forgot that experience of that first time, that first country, that first, the first, and she's seen it with her aunt, and her seeing me on the TED stage. It was like, maybe she actually needed to see that. And I lost my voice, and my voice was going away,
It
and
was really coming through then. That's
everything that could have gone wrong speaking wise. Like, really, my voice was like this. And
Yeah.
I was like,
It's like so
make it
much
work.
energy, I think, that comes through that it's like that spirit, that's the most high. That is the Holy Ghost.
And that feeling, and also the feeling of that accomplishment, it's not how I foresaw it. It's probably like being on the Grammy stage. You aspire for it, and then it happens, and it's like, oh, like it
Mm,
felt, oh, okay.
yeah.
To me, it's the journey towards it. The accomplishment
Mm,
is, it's great, but it's not what it took to get there.
mm,
You know, that whole journey of what I had to turn into.
mm,
So, yeah, just the TED Talk in itself was freestyle, but is it freestyle? Maybe not for me. Maybe for me that was perfectly curated, but
by spirit, by the angels, by the God.
exactly. Exactly, but I did feel that as the first time in a creative sense or as an artist, like, no, I speak from the heart. I can't write, I can write you something, of course. I write every day, but it's not going to be what I'm going to say. It's almost like here's the perfect deal. Now, there's a few things that you may not subscribe to, but you got the deal,
Mm,
you know?
yeah.
And me saying, F that, no, I'm doing it my way.
Mm,
I'm doing it my way.
yeah. And it's working, and it's just it's really inspiring to see like like this is how I work. Like I've been blessed to work with a bunch of musicians, a bunch of artists, a lot of creatives. Now, it's like God sending a lot of spiritual creatives and a lot of messengers and oracles and like
Hmm.
yourself and
Yeah.
folks who are just really getting that direct message straight from the faucet. This rapper Chance, he says,
Yeah.
get it straight from the faucet, and it's a really incredible thing, and it's deeply affirming. Um, lets me know I'm in the right place and that I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
supposed to do this live,
Yeah.
and that I am supposed to be using my voice more, and
Yeah.
um,
It's a
so
reminder.
yeah, it's a reminder. So that song that you came in on was actually the first time when I was like, you know what? Like I know what the gift is now, and I know what it's for now. And I've made beats, I've produced things, I've worked on ideas, but that was the actual first thing that I sat down. Where I was like, oh, and I wasn't gonna sing on it, and you came through with the words, and so that's God being like, no excuse, bro. Now you get to really
Exactly.
put this in in the music, but put this into the world, and to lead the folks, whoever you're supposed to lead, and to guide them, um and the goal has always been to unite. Like that's music, to bring people together, and I hope that we can make a lot of music. I'm down to help however I need, or however you want, and however God guides us, and I make all kind of things. But I'm so deeply inspired to like I want to like so much of what you said is I make a lot of house music, and
Okay.
um I feel like it is just a way to bring people together. It's
Yes.
pure, it's
Yes.
all,
Yes. Yes.
and that's what God has been saying. God's like, yo, you spent like all this time. Like, it's great that you learned how to use your voice, and you went from not being able to sing to being able to sing a little bit and harmonize, and you can hit your melodies and you can use your voice. That's cool. God's like, that's for you. I just need you speaking it. It don't have to rhyme. It don't have to sound.
Yeah.
You don't have to sing it, and that's the perfect thing about house, is like it can just be this conversation chopped up, and that
Yeah.
feeling behind it and those words that you're sharing like is like I just want to hear it all over music, and yeah, I would love to, like do some kind of podcast
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
um, sound healing music, meditation music,
I
guided
love that.
meditation. Like
I do
people just need
that.
to hear you. So how do you want to do that? How do you feel
So all
like
of
you want to
this,
share that?
yes. all of the above, yes. Just
And can I
yes,
sample the
yes,
TED Talk? Can I?
yeah. And the TED Talk I could get, because there's another one. There's things, beautiful things lined up for this year already.
Oh, you
However,
do another one. Go crazy. Ooh.
that was the first of many, honey. Come on, we can't just
Yeah.
do it once. I said a
Yeah.
well-lived life. Do you understand? A well-lived life ain't one TED Talk. It's a series. My first one was freestyle. The second one, I put like that's how I see my life. I have to add this. After my emergency landing, I wrote my obituary. So these things that I found that that's a powerful tool. So I've basically sketched out everything in life. And when I wrote my dad's, and I don't call it an obituary, I called it a tribute,
Mm.
because he had such a full, well-lived life. There was so much. It was like, what do we want to put in here? Because he was the first person to open a Pontiac dealership. Not first black, just first. Okay.
Wow.
Then he had this in Modesto. Then he did this. And then he created this. And then okay, we can only fit so much.
Wow.
And the beauty of that, like at the end of your life, a lot of mofos are gonna be like, I went to school, I got this job that I hated, I was with somebody that I didn't like, and I died. You don't have much to fill in.
Mm.
I want so much that you're like, man, what points do we want to put in? Because she did this, and then she did that, and then she did this. So when I wrote my obituary, I wrote TED Talk and I put a certain amount, and I wrote that stuff just so now I can work backwards.
Mm.
Like, how dope would that be if when I actually complete all of this?
Mm.
Like, instead of seeing it as such a somber thing, like, I did it.
Yeah. You're doing it. You're doing it.
And it's difficult, but it's worth it. These kids are watching. When I was with my nieces and nephews, they talking about, man, I live in North Carolina. I'm from LA. They don't like my clothes. I'm like, yo, it doesn't matter. Do you like your clothes? If
Yeah.
you like your clothes, that's it. It doesn't matter. Why do you need others' validation? But I'm talking to like a 20-year-old. I'm on the other side, you know?
But they need to hear it. I needed to. That's what I could have used, at that age. I'm so sorry. I
Exactly.
need to go let my dog out. He's about to have a
Okay,
fit.
yeah. Yeah, go.
Let's connect.
We'll connect. I'll
We
DM
can.
you or DM me. This has been lovely. I need my beauty rest anyway. It's like 10 here. So we will continue and pick up from
Blessings.
here. Maybe we'll make this a weekly thing. So
Blessings.
thank
Hey,
you.
yeah. Hey, it's such
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to connect with you. Keep sharing your light. Such a bright soul.
Yeah.
And yeah, nothing but love and good luck in this year. And I look forward to hearing all that you do. And yeah, shoot me a message and we'll connect and make some records.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we will. Enjoy the evening.
All right, Hope. Be blessed.
Bye.